I honestly think he's such an unusual character in the sport, Jake Paul, because on one hand, he has done more for women's boxing than on a global scale, arguably, than anybody. And there's been a lot of champions of women's boxing over the years. But for him to basically almost own women's boxing now, he's signed pretty much all of the top female fighters on the planet. He's putting them on his platform, which ensures that they're getting absolutely colossal paydays that nobody else was paying female fighters before. And he's given them such an amazing platform to promote themselves and the sport of women's boxing that I think that has been absolutely game changer for the sport. And I'm excited to see the next generation, the young teenage girls now that are hitting bags, dreaming of being the next Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor. Now there's a real platform to move on to. Whereas the previous generation, I think the generation we're in now are the first ones to actually the top 5-10% in a little bit of generational wealth. Prior to that, every single female fighter has had to find a new career, a new way to earn a living, a new way to look after their family. Whereas now with the likes of Katie Taylor and Shields and one or two others, that generational wealth, that ability to headline at Madison Square Garden, like we see with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, that's absolutely gigantic. That is absolutely kicking a door down for female fighting. And the money that they're being paid is reflective of that star status as well. So for me, it's the generation below who are aspiring to be there. Where are they going to get to? Where are they going to be on a global scale? And again, you look at the UFC, for example. I remember when Dana White, I think I was in the room when Dana White said, we'll never see women fight in the UFC. It's just nothing I want to see. This is the sport's been built this way. It'll never happen. And then a couple of years later, Ronda Rousey emerges, becomes an absolute superstar, and Dana eats his words and actually got, you know what? Maybe it is time. Brings them over, and then pretty much ever since there has been pay parity, opportunity parity, same rounds. So women in MMA, exactly the same as men. 3 5-minute rounds, non-championship fights, 5 5-minute rounds in championship fights. There's been that parity pretty much since day one. Once he accepted, actually, female fighting, people want to see it, and there's big stars in there, and it was brought in. Then ever since then, it's at that parity. I think we've still got a little bit way to go in boxing to get that same parity. But then there's a strong conversation in boxing that actually 10 2-minute rounds for women is more exciting than 12 3-minute rounds for women because it's more of a sprint. Well, if that's the case, make men's boxing 2-minute rounds then. Because what you're saying is, if it's more exciting that way, we'll do men's boxing that way. Oh, no, we can't do men's boxing that way. It has to be a marathon. So there's a lot of old school thinking in the sport. I think that will change in the years to come, certainly in the generation to come. But yeah, I think what Jake Paul's done for women's boxing cannot be understood, cannot be forgotten about or overshadowed. His own career, if you want to call it a career, leaves a lot to be deserved. But any man that's willing to step in the ring with Anthony Joshua deserves an awful lot of credit. Any man that's willing to step in a boxing ring again in any environment deserves an awful lot of credit. I couldn't do it. I tried to do it and I couldn't do it, which is why I've gotten this absolute fascination with prize fighters. Because I wasn't built that way. Most of us have a fight, or every single human's got fight or flight built into their DNA. And 99% of us prefer flight, whether we like it or not. Flight. There's a 1% of the global population that naturally chooses fight, that naturally wants to go forward. And that's what upsets me when I hear sometimes about some left-wing opinions and broadsheet newspaper opinions where fight sports should be banned, MMA should be banned, boxing should be banned, it's too brutal. You gotta accept that as a certain pillar of society that are built a certain way. These are the same people that a couple of generations ago would be warriors, would be fighting in the Colosseum, whatever it may be. People are built a certain way, and these people are built to fight. And if